It's 2:17 a.m. You're staring at the ceiling. Your body is exhausted, your eyes are burning, but your mind just won't shut up. One random thought turns into 10, a small memory turns into a full replay, a simple what if turns into a whole story that hasn't even happened yet, and somehow, in the middle of all this, you start questioning yourself, your decisions, your relationships, even your future. If you've ever had nights like this, where your brain feels louder than the silence around you, then this isn't just you being dramatic. There's actually a psychological reason why your mind chooses the worst possible time to become this active. During the day, your brain is busy. You're talking to people, scrolling your phone, working, dealing with responsibilities. Even when you're not doing much, there's still noise around you. Your attention is constantly pulled in different directions. And that noise does something important. It distracts you from yourself. But at night, everything slows down. The world goes quiet, no notifications, no conversations, no distractions. And suddenly, it's just you and your thoughts. For most people, this feels calm, but for someone who overthinks, it feels like being left alone with a mind that doesn't know how to stay still. Your brain has one main job. It tries to protect you. It scans for problems. It looks for patterns. It tries to figure things out before they go wrong. The problem is, it doesn't really know the difference between something that is actually happening and something you're just imagining. So when you start thinking about a mistake you made, or something you said, or something that might happen tomorrow, your brain treats it like it's urgent. It's like, we need to fix this right now, and that's when the loop begins. You go over the same thought again and again. You try to understand it from every angle. You imagine different outcomes. You replay conversations in your head, changing what you said, wishing you had done something differently. And the more you think, the more it feels like you're getting closer to an answer, but in reality, you're just going in circles. At night, this gets even stronger because your brain shifts inward. There's less happening outside, so everything happening inside feels more intense. Emotions don't just pass through, they stay longer. Regret feels heavier, doubt feels louder. Even small things start to feel big. There's also something very real happening emotionally. Throughout the day, you're holding yourself together. You're controlling how you act, what you say, how you respond. You don't always get the chance to fully feel everything. You push some things aside just to get through the day, then night comes, and all of that comes back. The thoughts you ignored, the feelings you didn't process, the things you didn't say. It's like your mind finally gets the chance to open all those tabs you left running in the background. And if you really think about it, people who overthink at night are usually not careless people. They're the opposite. They care a lot. They care about doing the right thing, about not hurting others, about making the right choices. They notice details. They reflect more than most people. That's not a weakness, but it does mean their brain is always active, always checking, always analyzing. And when there's nothing else to focus on, that analysis turns inward. Another reason this keeps happening is because your brain wants closure. During the day, you go through so many half-finished thoughts, things you didn't fully understand, emotions you didn't fully deal with, questions you didn't answer. At night, your brain tries to finish them. It brings them back up like, hey, we never solved this. But the problem is, most of these things don't have clear answers. So instead of solving them, you just keep thinking about them. More thinking, but not more clarity. And then imagination joins in. If you're someone who overthinks, chances are your imagination is strong. You don't just think about something. You see it. You play it out in your head. You feel it. So a simple worry doesn't stay simple. It grows. It becomes a full scenario. You imagine what could go wrong, how it would happen, how you would feel, and your brain reacts to it as if it's real. That's why your heart can start racing at night even when nothing is actually happening. Sleep also affects this more than people realize. When you're tired, your brain isn't thinking in a clean, logical way. It's more emotional, more reactive. That's why things feel worse at night. It's not that your problems suddenly got bigger. It's that your mind is processing them differently. What feels overwhelming at 2 a.m. often feels manageable in the morning. But in that moment, it doesn't feel that way. It feels real. It feels important. It feels like you have to figure it out right now, and this is where most people get stuck. They start believing every thought that shows up. If the thought feels strong, it must be true. If it keeps coming back, it must mean something. But that's not how the mind works. Your thoughts are not always facts. Sometimes they're just noise. Sometimes they're just your brain trying to make sense of things it doesn't fully understand. The more you treat every thought like it needs your attention, the more your brain learns to keep sending them. And the worst part is, the harder you try to stop thinking, the more you end up thinking. You tell yourself, just sleep, stop thinking. But now you're thinking about the fact that you're thinking, and that just adds another layer. It turns into a fight with your own mind, and you can't really win that kind of fight. What actually starts to change things is not forcing your thoughts to stop, but understanding them differently. When you realize that your mind is louder at night, more emotional, and sometimes less accurate, you stop taking everything so seriously. You don't need to solve your entire life before you fall asleep. You don't need to answer every question your mind throws at you. A lot of what feels urgent at night won't even matter the same way in the morning. People who overthink at night are often living in two places at once, either stuck in the past, replaying things they can't change, or jumping into the future, trying to control things that haven't even happened. Meanwhile, the present moment gets ignored, and that's why it feels so draining, because mentally, you're everywhere except where you actually are. You're having conversations that aren't happening. You're preparing for problems that don't exist yet. You're reliving moments that are already gone, all while your body is just trying to rest. At its core, your mind is not asking for silence. It's asking for a sense of safety. When your brain feels safe, it doesn't need to overanalyze everything. It doesn't need to prepare for every possible outcome, but if there's anxiety underneath, or uncertainty, or a need to control things, your mind stays alert, even when you're lying in the dark, even when you're tired. So maybe the real question isn't, how do I stop overthinking at night? Maybe it's, what is my mind trying to protect me from? Because once you start looking at it that way, it stops feeling like your mind is working against you. It starts to feel like it's just trying, in its own messy way, to help you. You're not broken. You're not weak. You just have a mind that doesn't easily switch off. And the next time you find yourself awake, lost in your thoughts, you don't have to fight every single one of them. Some thoughts can just be there and pass. Not every thought deserves your attention. Not every feeling needs to be solved right now. Sometimes it's just your mind being loud in a quiet world.